I'm here with Sean Vaziri, who's a groundsman at Watford, but we're actually sitting in the Udinese subs bench. So we'll get to the point. Sean, welcome to Turf Business TV.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. You're out here at Udinese, but you're actually employed by Watford, and we'll get onto that in a moment. Your first experience was at the Grove, really prestigious golf course. How did you get in there?
Well, they offer the opportunity to a number of schools in the area, and I was quite lucky our school was offered it, and I was the one and only person who got to do it, which was a very good experience. I worked with some very good people who knew a lot.
And so you hadn't decided what you wanted to do for a career at that point, I think?
No, I had a number of things in my mind. I think groundskeeping and greenkeeping was at the back of my mind. My number one things were like sports therapy, or I wanted to join the army at one point as well.
With grounds care then kind of moving up after a week's work experience, what is it that attracted you to this as a potential career?
Well, I think it was the whole being outdoors side of it. I don't want to be behind a desk in an office. I quite enjoy being outdoors, active. I'm quite a physical person.
And you didn't fancy university or anything like that?
No, university wasn't the one for me. It didn't really interest me. Whereas a lot of my friends decided to go, I was more of I want to get into a job and start working, earning money.
So stayed on for sixth form?
Yeah.
And then you get the opportunity to come and work with Scott at Watford on, was that work experience again?
Yeah, that was work experience for a week at the training ground with him.
And did you get match day as well there?
Yeah, after the work experience for a week, he was quite impressed, so he offered me a job for match days, and I took that on board, which was another really good experience to do.
So you did that for a little while, I think?
I did that for 2 years, yeah.
And what's it like, doing your job with, 30, 40,000 people around you?
I think the first couple of times was quite a daunting experience because you know people in the crowd. Watford's not a very big area. I know a lot of people around there, so it was quite daunting knowing that my friends are in the crowd watching me somewhere, probably taking videos, laughing. But it was a very good experience to have so early on.
And you're still doing match days now?
I'm not doing match days anymore because one of the things is being full-time staff, because I have to work some weekends. I might not be able to do a match day.
Okay. So 2 years doing match days, and then the opportunity came about for you to join full-time. So when did you start full-time?
Started last year in July at the start of it, so I've been doing it for about 6 months now and enjoying every second.
And what was the first day like when you turned up as, this is my new career?
It was quite a weird experience, but at the same time it wasn't, because when I knew a lot of people from doing the work experience, so it was kind of just like seeing old faces again, but knowing I'm going to be seeing those faces every day and learning from them.
So, forgive me, but you seem relatively ambitious, yeah? Where do you want to get to in your career?
Hopefully be ahead of a club one day. That's my ambition. If I get there, is a different story, but I'm going to put in the work and hopefully get there.
And from your point of view, has there been bits of the job that have surprised you since you've actually joined full-time?
I wouldn't say surprised me. I knew what I was getting into. I think the only surprises were using the type of equipment I've used so early on. I think that was quite surprising for me. I thought I would maybe need to have a bit more experience before I got to use things such as a Procore or the Amazon, but I got to use those quite early on, and it was quite a good experience to learn.
So when you first started finding out about turf care, did you have any idea of what the role involved before you actually went off on works experience, etc.?
I didn't really know what the role was. I thought it, to be fair, I thought it was just cutting a pitch. I didn't know there were so many processes to keeping the pitch alive, such as feeding, spraying, Procore, and I thought it was just cutting.
I think most of the general public think that, and maybe sometimes you water it. Yeah. Okay. Sean, you're about to start off on your kind of academic side, the training, and I think you're going to do your level 2. So far, what have you found the most kind of challenging part of the role?
Probably the decision making and learning. I think it's just the learning process so far, because I've learned off of other people. I haven't been on the course, so just learning through other people's knowledges, but not from a book. I think that's been the most challenging part so far.
And we're going to talk about challenges now, because we're sat here on the subs bench in Udine.
Yeah.
You're a relatively young man. You're out here with Ollie. How's that experience been in terms of when you got the opportunity to do it? Was it something you put your hand up for, or was it kind of, right, you're next?
Well, it was offered to everyone at the club. I think I put my hand up for it in probably August last year, so a month after I joined. And Ollie got the choice between me and another groundsman at Watford, just because of games and how busy it would be. So I got to come out during December till now, towards the end of February. And yeah, it was something I put my hand up for, and it was something I was really eager to do because I knew it would be a good experience so early on.
Very different experience. You got a team of about 14 at Watford. Out here, it's literally just you and Ollie.
Yeah.
Did you know him before you got here, or was it, hi, I'm Sean?
It was literally, hi, I'm Sean, nice to meet you.
Right.
Okay. I didn't know him, no.
Okay, a bit like a blind internet date, I guess.
Yeah.
But, you seem to have hit it off. What's been the biggest difference from you working in a big team at Watford to working here with just the two of you?
I think the big difference is working at Watford in such a big team, you're with a different face every day. Here, you're with the same person every single day, so you're always on top of each other. So you get to know each other quite quickly.
Yeah.
So it's been, in that respect, it's been good to build a relationship like that.
Is it a bit more pressured because there's only two of you and you've got, only a certain amount of time to do things with Mother Nature and fixtures, etc.?
It is a big pressure because, like you say, Mother Nature has not really been on our side. The weather here is very cold. The pitch has been freezing, but we've managed to produce a quality pitch week in, week out. And
you even had a little taste of being a head groundsman for a while, because you were here on your own for a while, weren't you?
Yes, Ollie went home for a week. It's quite a daunting experience, but I took it on, and he's happy with the work I did, and we messaged every day. He said I could call him if I needed to, but so far there was no calls.
And, self-discipline in that respect, you got the job to do. You didn't just spend a week in the pub, I take it.
No, I didn't spend a week in the pub. As much as I'd like to, I didn't.
So, making those decisions, and being involved in kind of making a judgment call on certain things, I guess, on some points, did that faze you, or did you kind of find, I like this?
I did quite like it. I think it did faze me because it's his pitch. So if something goes wrong during that week, it's on me. So I was kind of a bit scared in that respect, but then I knew I had to just take it on, and if something went wrong, it went wrong. There's nothing you can do about it apart from go from there.
Look for a job at Tesco's, I guess.
Yeah, basically, yeah, start stacking shelves.
So, in the future, you want to be, head groundsman at your own club. How are you going to kind of get there, do you think?
I think through a lot of hard work, learning, get all my qualifications I need, and then just work experience.
You were invited along to the Turf Business Summit. We always bring a few kind of up-and-coming people, youngsters that are just starting out, because it's important to have, a young perspective in the room. Apart from emptying the minibar, what did you take from the summit?
The main thing I took from it was relationship building. It was really good to meet a lot of people in the industry from different sports and who are so high up. It was quite inspiring to talk to a lot of them.
Anybody in particular that kind of you thought was, I got on with them?
Probably Adrian from Real Madrid.
Yeah.
He was probably the one, when Scott mentioned him, he was probably the one I was quite looking forward to meeting. And Steve Braddock. Being an Arsenal fan, it was quite cool to meet him.
So, you come away from the summit,
yeah.
And I think you were kind of 2 or 3 months into your career then, weren't you? Yeah. did you come back and have a bit more enthusiasm, or did it just kind of stoke the fire that was already there?
I think it added more fuel to the fire. I always had the ambition to get to the top, but I think seeing all of them and how far they've come in their career and hearing their stories, it definitely added fuel to the fire.
And do you see yourself staying in football?
I would like to stay in football, but if opportunities arise somewhere else, it would be good to go and experience a different sport, just for my own progression and knowledge.
And, okay, when you said to your pals, okay, I'm going to go off, I'm going to be a groundsman,
Yeah.
what kind of things were they saying to you?
So a lot of them see it as the match day stuff, where
Right.
you're on the pitch with a divot fork, and they just see it as you're poking grass. But when I've gone into detail about the things we do, they're actually like, oh, it's quite an intense job. You need to know quite a lot to be able to do it. So they're quite surprised in that respect.
Yeah, I think that's the general thing. People don't understand what you guys do. So now, have any of your friends kind of said, oh, quite fancy that, or has it been more of a case of, no, we'll stay at Tesco's or wherever they are?
I think a lot of them have their career paths in their head and what they want to do, so I don't think any of them will be joining this venture with me, but they are quite interested in it. They do ask a lot of questions about it, and they like to learn.
Okay. Going back to the very start, when you were at school, was there any understanding other than the fact that works experience came up at the Grove of what the job entailed, or any kind of promotion in school for you?
No, there was nothing. To be honest, I didn't even know this was a career until I got the opportunity at the Grove. So I feel like there needs to be more push in schools so people do realise this is a career.
Sean, been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. You seem a guy that has got a bright future ahead of you, and I hope you will achieve those ambitions that you want. And one day we're chatting to you when you're running your own club team. Great to meet you, fella.
Thank you, Mike.